Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Who's going down? This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. Oh! It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Who's going down? This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Hey, what is crack-a-lackin'? Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Hopefully, everybody's doing all right today. Listen, thank you to everybody for joining us. This is the man, the one, the only, the Redneck Rockstar, Billy Ray Daniels. Not only that, he is the Season 5 XICW Proving Ground Wrestling with a Vet champion along with his tag partner, Levi Blue. What did you guys call yourself?
101 proof.
101. There we go. 101. I can't remember everything, but I can definitely try, right? So, my brother, how you doing, dude?
I'm actually doing really good.
Well, that's
I got to wrestle last Friday, so
oh, wait. Yeah,
get back in the groove of things.
where'd you wrestle?
Capital Pro Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, nice. That was out in Lansing at the campground there, right?
Yes.
That's
In
awesome.
the pouring down rain.
Huh. Well, I mean, you got to do something, right? Yeah, I know. We went over the results for that for Capital Pro Wrestling, and I was like, man, they pulled double duty that night because you had that singles match against Tommy Vendetta, and then you had a tag match where you tag teamed with Dre Jacobs against Tommy Vendetta and who? Adam Wick.
Yep.
Adam Wick. So, yikes.
War Inc. versus GTA.
Right. Well, you guys came out with the W on the tag match. I know that for sure. Did you get the W over Vendetta?
No, because he's cheated. He's a cheating prick.
Well, it seems like a lot of people have a problem with Tommy Vendetta right now. You see this going on? Like, I wouldn't say it's so much they have a problem with him. It's just his name is kind of all over the place right now.
Okay, you want to know what my issue with him is?
Okay, let's hear it. I want to hear it. What's your issue?
Quarantine. And he was talking about, if I get so many likes, I'll jump off my roof, and complaining about the way his mom makes Chex Mix. Like, really, there was more important things going on in the world than Chex Mix and killing yourself by jumping off a roof.
He did end up getting off, he didn't jump off a roof. He was actually more pushed off the roof by DBA.
I saw. I was very happy with that.
Right. We were all excited and thought that it was going to happen, but it didn't really happen. So I don't know if that's like a technicality, but your boy there, another member, one of your fellow cohorts there in War Inc. called Dre Jacobs out after his match with Justin Dream and Jay Maynard, who's another buddy of yours, Jay Maynard, former tag partner when you guys won you had former BC Blue Water Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
8-month title reign.
8 months. That's a pretty good one. I know you guys it was weird how you guys lost them though. So it was, yeah, I don't know. Bad taste in my mouth, I guess. But anyways, what have you been doing over the COVID thing here we got going? Have you been working the whole time? Are you an essential worker?
Actually, I've been working 2 jobs and taking care of my kid and drinking a lot of freaking whiskey.
A lot of whiskey. Hey, nothing wrong with that as long as as long as you're not driving and you're keeping it good. Being right there, being a good role model. I got to ask, you've been one of the times, I don't remember which time it was because there's been so many times that Billy Ray Daniels has been on Rasslin Rage or interviewed here. Matter of fact, he was the first interview on Rasslin Rage, the very first interview on the very first episode. Matter of fact,
jerk with you then.
Right. Yeah. The BRD. Yeah, I don't know if you can see them, but they're sitting right there. They're there. We got the tights, his underwear.
Oh, that's right. The original trunks.
Yes.
I forgot I gave those to you.
Yeah, they're right there. So one of the things that you talked about was as your goals was getting out of Michigan and going to Canada, and Canada being one of the main things that you wanted to do was go to Canada, and you're now doing that. Obviously, it was before the COVID, right? Because there is no international thing going. So
there's a funny story about that. So I'm from Texas, okay, born and raised in Texas, and that's Canada. And I went up there, my first match there, and I told everybody during my entrance that the United States was better than Canada, and I was going to prove it every single night I was there. Now, if you're Canadian, what do you take from that? This guy's a jerk. I don't like him. Apparently that didn't work because now they love me.
Oh, Lord. Now, I've seen you've done some work. What is it? Crossbody Pro Wrestling up there. Now, where exactly are they located in Canada?
They're in Kitchener, Ontario, which is about 30 minutes away from Toronto.
Oh, so how far is that from where we're at right now? 2.5. Ouch. Wow. Well, I mean, you're going to do what you got to do to wrestle. Is there anywhere else that you've done any work there in Canada, or is just Crossbody Pro?
I worked for BCW in Windsor too.
Oh, nice.
Now, times I think I've done about three of their shows because they don't do very many anymore.
Right. Now, are you still looking to get out of state? Have you accomplished that goal, or besides Canada, obviously?
I want to, but I don't know what all the restrictions are as of right now.
Right.
Like, obviously, I've wrestled out of state before because I've wrestled in Ohio, I've wrestled in Indiana, Illinois, North Carolina, Florida. So I've done it before, but now that all this stuff is going on, I know Ohio doesn't have anything going on until probably at least September.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a little bit there, we were talking before everybody could hear us or see us, and we were talking a little bit about the gut check from Impact Wrestling. And one of our friends, the guy that we know, the Suplex Shogun Jackson Stone, and him winning the gut check, and then ultimately by him winning said gut check, he is now a signed Impact wrestler. Which I got to show this off because this is the second one in existence, by the way. And
yeah, my son has the first one.
Yeah, see, you're. Now I didn't know it was you, that it was your son, but now I know. And they were like, "Oh, the first one's going to go to a kid," and I'm like, "Okay, that's okay." I said, "So it's safe to say that I'm going to have the second one ever made?" And he was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah," So I can take the loss to the kid. All right, I can take the loss to the kid, but this thing is awesome, and Benny did a great job on this. I have to ask.
Oh, yes.
I have to say, amazing work.
I have one here too of me that he just did recently.
Oh, nice.
You can see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Because I had an older one, and then he made me a newer one with the newer gear on it and stuff. So.
That's cool. Yeah, and then I'm supposed to be getting, I don't know when, but sometime soon, I'm supposed to be getting a signed 8x10 from Shogun, and I believe it's going to be his new Impact pose, to my understanding. So that'll be pretty sweet. I mean, I have something over here Shogun already signed, and I have some stickers and stuff. So, but good stuff. Now, you have worked alongside of some of those guys. They're what is it? The CanAm Dojo over there? Is that what they call it? The CanAm Dojo was in Windsor.
Yeah, the CanAm Dojo in Windsor, Ontario. Yes.
Okay, so
I had been training there for about, I want to say, close to a year. Just some financial issues as to why I haven't been over there, and then of course all this quarantine crap.
Right, absolutely. I mean, everybody could get that. I mean, but Johnny Bravo, you know those guys, Scott Demore, you've worked in the ring with those guys and took some. To
be honest with you, Bravo is my mentor in this business.
Okay,
like he's been there for me more than a lot of people have, and I'm going to go off script and tell a little story that means a lot to me about Bravo.
Well, let's hear it. I like stories.
I went and I did a tryout a few years ago for Impact Wrestling.
I remember that.
I was still very young. So, you know, I mean, I didn't make the cut. I still had a lot to learn and whatnot, which is okay, but at least I tried.
Right.
That was the big thing. He came to the Blue Water show the next day after the tryouts. And he was asked if he wanted to work, and he said, yeah. And they said, well, you can work with Greg the Hammer Valentine. And he turned that down to work a match with me.
Oh, that's cool. I think I
And
was there for that night. I was there that night.
That meant the world to me coming from him because I have so much respect for that man.
That was at Blue Water?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was there that night. I remember that night. Yeah. Because Greg the Hammer Valentine and Mr. Fitness was that night.
And I will tell you this. I've been in the ring with some big guys. CanAm, huge, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in the ring with him. He's huge. Shogun.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I got a funny story about that in a minute. But go ahead.
I've been in the ring with Jake something, and he's a huge guy.
Yeah.
All three of those guys, just huge, massive guys. Not one of them ever hit me harder than Bravo has.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Now, funny story about big guys, right? Big guys, and you know, Shogun. So, Shogun, I've done 3 interviews with Shogun, right? All remote interviews like we're doing right now. And then he's guest hosted Rasslin Rage one time. He came to my house. He was having car trouble that day. And he's like, hey, dude, I really want to do the show, but I can't get to you right now because, you know, he lives down in the city. He's like, my car's broke. And I says, I'm coming to get you. So I went to get him because that's a big deal to have the Suplex Shogun on your show, right? So I go to get him, and I had the PT Cruiser, right? So I'm driving, and this dude's sitting shotgun in the PT Cruiser. Now, I swear to God, he kind of had to like move his legs a certain way just to be able to fit. You know what I mean? Because he's a big dude, and not like he's not fat. He's just big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's just
he's
a big
man.
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker. You know, and to be straight up. And I love that guy, dude. I absolutely love that guy. He'll reach out to you from time to time just to make sure you're doing all right. He treats, you know, he's never going to treat you different. He treats you just like everybody else.
He is one of my favorite people I have ever met in my life. Not just in wrestling, but in life in general. Like,
absolutely. Great.
Never once has he ever come off to me as being stuck up, egotistical, or anything like that. He's always just been, hey man, I just want to be your friend.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
He's a big, as I said, I think I posted on one of his things the other day. He's a big teddy bear, and I love him to death.
Yeah. You know, he looks mean, but he's a big teddy bear. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, and you and I, we have a lot of mutual friends in the wrestling business. We know a lot of the same people. You know, obviously more than I do because you're in the business. But one of those mutual friends is a man by the name of Mark Ross, and down in Florida. And you've been able to go down there and wrestle Mark down at what was that, ACW in Florida?
Yeah. And Tampa Bay Pro.
Oh, I didn't know that. So You got 2 nights with him down there. And obviously, you know, you guys trained together. You guys came up together through wrestling school. You, him, and Alex. I tell the story all the time about, I remember when you guys were going through training and when Blue Water Championship Wrestling would be running, and you and I and Alex would sit together and we just sit there and talk, just wrestling and watch. And man, those were some of the best times when going to Blue Water. Don't get me wrong, watching you guys wrestle was cool, but being able to just sit there and talk with you guys and have a conversation, or when the school was in the back of the dojo, and you know I'd come back there after training all night or whatever. I'd be, you know, taught all night and then did black belt class, and I'm sweaty and whatever, and then watch you guys beat the dog snot out of each other. Those were some of the best times for me as far as the indie wrestling goes, because I don't know, man, it was just to be able to watch you guys come up from training and then actually start working. And then now, you know, to see you guys now with Mark doing his thing down in Florida, and then, you know, still traveling and doing things all over the place, and you going to Canada and doing some things with BCW, winning the Proving Ground Championship, things like that. It's like, I'm not there with you through everything, but it's like we're part of it, even though we're not. Does that make sense to you?
Yes,
And
100%.
and it's really awesome to see that, you know, and I've told the story. I know I posted it on your Facebook page, and I know that I've said it a couple times, and I'm going to say it again because it's the absolute truth. When we hadn't went to any Proving Grounds, we hadn't went to any XICW shows, and you were in the season finale. Who were you against in the season finale?
Jossie and Caleb Stills.
Okay. So you're in the finals, and so Josh and his ex-wife were there. They went on their own accord, and then me, Danny, and Skyjacker went. We were in the front row. It was the first time we had ever been to XICW. The first time, not the last, because we haven't missed one since. And I missed one. I was in Amsterdam. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Yeah, DBA is going to be like, oh, that's okay. That's okay. He might be mad. He's like, why, you didn't bring me none? Right? But anyway. But, you know, had we probably, you know, maybe at some point we may have made it to XICW, but at that point, like, we knew XICW. We had met Malcolm Monroe III, but we hadn't went and experienced all that there was for XICW. So,
you guys hadn't really been to a lot of other shows.
No, not up until that point. Not up until that point. And then that's when we just started to make the decision that we were going to start traveling more for more shows and stuff. And then that's probably around the time that I brought Dan and Josh on, and we started doing MIW and Rage together, which, man, you know, talking about, you know, history here, and we said it earlier, you were the very first interview. And
what are you guys up to now, episode wise?
Episodes of Rasslin Rage live is up to like 120 something. That's live. Okay. But, you know, again, there's Sundays that we don't do it because if there's a Proving Ground, we ain't doing Rasslin Rage. I can tell you that right now. Right. But we're up to 120 something on that. We're up to 44 on MIW. But, you know, I put a post out there the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was September 29th or September 19th of 2017 was the very first episode of Rasslin Rage live on YouTube. There's almost 400 videos on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel now. That's crazy, dude.
That's great, though.
It's been almost 3 years now. This September will be 3 years Rasslin Rage has been doing its thing. It ain't been easy, brother.
I believe it.
It ain't been easy. But what are you? I know you're itching. Everybody's itching. We got very minimal shows or events going on right now because of the limitations and stipulations and all that stuff that are going on in events here in the state of Michigan. There are other states that are seeing a little more restrictions than what we're seeing, such as Ohio, which is like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Our events are outdoors, less than 100 people and less, or something like that. What are you hoping to do once? I don't think we're ever going to see a normal again, but there's going to be a new normal. But what are you hoping to do once things get back to a semi-decent normal, right? Where we can actually start going in and go watch some damn wrestling every weekend, dude.
So I've actually spent a lot of time watching my matches during this quarantine, and stuff like that. And I've noticed that some places that I go and work, I do I put 110% into it. And then other places that I go to, I don't give it my all. So like my 100% goal right now is no matter where I am, no matter who I'm wrestling, no matter who I'm fighting, I'm going to give 110% in every single match. And that's one of the reasons why Spoiler alert, I jumped off a 15-foot high fence onto DTA last Friday.
Spoilers! Spoiler alert! Before I just happened to go over to Facebook because it goes on my personal page because Facebook's weird. Okay, here's a rant. You ready? Here's a rant. Here's my influencer rant. Here it is. Okay, Facebook will not allow me to stream on the thing I use to stream on multiple platforms won't allow me to stream to Facebook simultaneously as YouTube and Twitch unless it's a gaming account on Facebook. I'm not switching my page to a freaking gaming account just to be able to stream. So it has to. I know so that's why it goes on my personal page. But this I want to tell you this, so you can tune.
There's more than just wrestling podcasts. They do basketball, they do football. So
I know.
What's the difference?
I don't know. It's dumb.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. Well, so here we go. This lady's on the Facebook, and she said her name is Raven Knight with a K, and she says, "Oh shit, that guy with the long hair is sexy." She can't be talking about me because I don't have no long hair, brother. That's got to be you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'm going to start calling you sexy. Be like, hey.
I'm okay with that.
So, a lot of people talk about back in the day, because you've been on the show quite a few times now. I don't know how many times you've been on the show.
I couldn't tell you either.
Right. It's been a lot. Between interviews and the guest hosting and what I don't know. I lost count. But
I always have a blast, though.
Oh, absolutely. Well, speaking of having a blast, let's do a little reminiscing here, all right? Do you happen to remember the Redneck Party night that we had that night?
I do remember that one. That's actually, I think that was the first time I guest hosted.
I don't know, but I was shit-faced. All I know, what we did was we did for those of you that don't know, and you can go back and watch it. It's in the live section of the shows.
Wasn't it like every $5 donation we had to take a shot or a drink?
Yeah, every donation, every $5 donation, we did a shot. And people just kept donating. I think we were like $70, $80 into donations that night. I was so fucked up.
Speaking of that, you were drinking that Gentleman Jack.
Yes, I was.
And I actually tried that the other day, and I really like it.
All right, see, a little bit. Hey, listen, little bit of lime, right? A little bit of lime, some ice, perfect, dude. Little Coke.
My dad actually, I posted on Facebook, bought me a package with like 5 different little couple shot bottles.
Oh, okay.
Of it in it, and that was one of them that was in it. I'm not a fan of the honey though.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet. Have you tried the real high level stuff?
Okay. It's okay if you just drink it straight, the honey.
Yeah.
But I haven't found anything that tastes good when you mix it with it. So
maybe put some vodka in there. I don't know. Make it a little more potent. Hell, whatever. Right.
But the fire, it's pretty much the same thing as Fireball. I've never really been a fan of it. I don't like cinnamon. So
some more stories. You ready? Dirty 30. I turned 30 years when I turned 30 years old. Okay, we went to Jack's Tavern, which is now a different bar. I don't know what the name of it is now, but it's over there on Connor Street and over down the road from Don's Towing. And so it's my Dirty 30, and we know the bartender. And there's a bunch of my friends in there, and I started with a beer and a shot of Fireball. But I stopped drinking beer because people kept buying me shots of Fireball, like one right after another. True story. We went through 3 fists of Fireball that night between us at the bar. So the bartender told us this, right? So it's
you probably spent enough money to buy him about 8 fists.
Oh, probably. It wasn't me spending the money. They were buying it for me. But at some point, there's a picture, and I don't know where it's at now, but there's a picture where I'm looking at the glass, and you can just see me going, like I'm like trashed. And no bullshit, it was that exact shot that I ended up in the bathroom puking. They carried me out of the bar, literally carried me out of the bar, threw me into the car, took me home. This is no bullshit, right? take me home. My wife and my brother-in-law and my sister are going to leave and go to Red Pepper. Leave me here all wasted on my birthday, drunk. I end up getting up, stripped down naked because I'm sweaty. My bathroom floor is tile. I end up laying on the floor on the tile because it's nice and cold. And I'm like basically cuddling with my porcelain god because I'm puking. And it's just easier, right? It's just easier to get there. So my wife's trying. Right. My wife's trying to pull me out of the bathroom and get me to go to bed. And she's like, your brother, Jeremy and Shelby are here. Jeremy. And I don't give a fuck. This is my house. If I want to walk around with my dick out, I will. Ain't nobody going to tell me I can't do it. This is my house. This is Cody's house. So anyways, she ended up getting me back into the bed. She puts trash bags all over the floor just in case I puke, so I don't puke on the floor. She said when she came home, she found me on the floor again, passed out in the bathroom. But, hey, that's life. That's what you got to do, man.
So when are we going drinking? Because I got to see this.
Oh, yeah. I can I don't know. I can put them away pretty good. But when I start drinking the liquor and I start putting her down, better watch out. It's time to go. I'm hot to trot. Time to go. Now, we know we have a few shows. There's some secret shows. There's some public shows. There's all kinds of stuff. When you did that show Friday, was it Friday or Saturday for Capital Pro Wrestling?
Oh, it was a Friday.
All right, so you did that show for Capital Pro Wrestling. That wasn't your first time working for Capital Pro, was it?
No, I've been there for a few months. Actually, let me think back real quick. I'm actually 4-2 at Capital Pro.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, they keep track of the wins and losses there, sort of like AEW.
I don't know if they keep track of them, but I do.
Right.
Like,
all right, cool. Whatever. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. You gotta do it. Now, I want to
actually undefeated there for a minute until I had to wrestle Malice.
Oh boy, he's a big dude too.
I almost had him though.
Almost don't count though, Billy. Now, let me ask. So before we get anywhere else, I want to make sure to let everybody know that down in the description on YouTube, because you could be watching this on Facebook or you could be watching this on Twitch. But, in order I just happen to be on Facebook right now, I believe, just checking that out just to see what's going on. But
I'm such a jerk too. I completely forgot.
What?
I also have a Pro Wrestling Tees store.
Oh no, dude. So what is it? ProWrestlingTees.com /
It is on my Facebook page though.
Okay,
so
well I can throw it in there later. So what is it? ProWrestlingTees.com / Billy Ray Daniels. There you go. So ProWrestlingTees.com / Billy Ray Daniels. And then you buy a t-shirt there. Then go to ProWrestlingTees.com / Rasslin with an R, RASSLIN Rage, RAGE, and buy a t-shirt there too with my sexy face on it. Or one that just
have to do that now.
Or you can just get the one that says Rasslin Rage. And we also have Midum Shirts. Did you know that?
Oh, okay.
But we only have a few right now left as far as what we have in stock here. Once those are gone, a new design, a modification of what we currently have will go up on ProWrestlingTees.com.
I've only got one shirt on mine right now. It's just gray and it's got belt buckle right in the center with my stuff, 101 proof, Billy Ray Daniels, stuff like that. I have 3 other designs that I plan on uploading. It's just about getting the right file size and the right file type, because the file types I have and size isn't matching up for them to be able to do it. And there's some really cool designs if I can just figure out how to get them on a shirt.
Send them to me. I can help you.
Okay, will do.
I did when Weaponized did his first ones up there. He was having the same issue. I think what it is, it had to be a transparent image and it's got to be a certain size. I can fix it all up. I got the program for you. I do all ours too. So.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Yeah, no big deal. Well, I mean,
And there's some really cool designs, like
Right.
some that I definitely want for myself, kind of thing.
Shout out Facekick Apparel, because Sean hooked me up. He helped me redesign the MIW logo, because and shout out to Master Taylor Weir. She did the first logo for us, and then we adapted what she did into the similar, and then so that it looked more like a mitten for Michigan, and put the MIW in there, and then later on came the Rasslin Rage logo in there, and that's what's going to go up onto the Rasslin Rage.
Big shout out to him too, by the way, because all 4 designs that I have were done by him.
Yeah, see, and that's and he's a really good
And
guy.
actually, I've just given him pretty much the idea of what I want, but every shirt that I've put out, he's done the design for it.
Yeah.
I told him what I was looking for, and he's taken the time to do it and everything. And so,
the only thing that sucks with T-shirts is having the upfront money to buy stock, right? Because when you go to a show, you got to have at least 10 shirts crossed over through different sizes, and because there's not, and not many people, like Josh gets upset because that nobody ever carries fat man sizes. And he gets upset, right? Because he takes a 3XL and nobody ever has 3XLs.
Funny story. He was mad because I didn't have any. And the next set of shirts that I made, I specifically ordered one in his size just for him.
Good. There you go. Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys. He'll spend that money, man. He'll buy them T-shirts. I think we all, I swear to God that if everybody that's really like the hardcore independent fans here in Michigan, if we all did like a contest to see who had more T-shirts, I think Josh would be right up there. Because I know Jason Worth's right up there too, because Worth buys a T-shirt like at every show, maybe 2 or 3. But
so I'll give a big shout out to my War Inc. brother, Justin Dream.
Yeah.
Because he will buy shirts from other workers.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen he was doing that. He's
Like,
got a nice T-shirt too. I need to get.
He wants to support everybody. That's like his.
And that's
his
the way
thing.
it should be, though. See,
It should be. It should be. But the problem with it is, and I know I'm gonna go a little off, and I'm not gonna say any names because I mean we're all guilty of it at some degree. But there's a lot of ego in wrestling.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is.
And there's even ego in guys that do podcasts. I know that too. I see it all the time. But yeah, but going back to it should be like that. Everybody should support each other. I was saying this the other day, and I don't know if you watched it, but I went live on my personal Facebook. And there's a lot of crap going on in the world today with the COVID and these protests and all this thing going on, right? There's a lot of crap going on. And you and I both have a lot of friends that are of color and things like that. And I see a lot of these things, and it really hurts me inside, man. It really does. It really hurts.
My best friend is Blake.
Right.
Right,
and so there's a lot of things that I'm seeing online, and it really hurts me inside. And so wrestling, talking about wrestling or doing interviews or watching wrestling or whatever it may be, really takes me away from that and puts me into my fantasy land. Even, what I'm saying? It puts me into a spot that I'm not thinking about all that crap. And
I know it's not wrestling and this is supposed to be a wrestling thing, but the one thing that bugs me is when all these people talk about the Confederate flag and say that it's heritage. Okay, it's their heritage. It's their right to fly that flag because it's their heritage. I'm going to be a bit of an asshole right here and say, look, I was born and raised in the South, and that is not heritage. That flag means nothing but hate. And I cannot stand it.
Well, thank you for the statement.
I won't mention any names, but somebody had once told me that I should get the Confederate flag on my gear and whatnot. And I refuse to do it because of how I feel about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely not. I agree with you on that one. But with all that stuff going on and everything, and wrestling brings us all back to a mutual playing field where we all agree on something, right? Mostly. We either you hate the bad guy or you like the bad guy, but regardless, we all can agree that he's a bad guy, right? Okay. So,
yeah,
we can see that. And, I want to say, you know, I said this, what was it, the other day on the live, like I was saying, is, you know, we all should be there for each other, whether we're podcasting, we're wrestlers, we're merchandisers, whatever we are in the business in some way or another, you know, because I'm not technically in the business, but I'm outside of it commentating on, right? And we all should want to work with each other and help each other out and not try to put each other down. We should all lift each other up to make wrestling awesome, right? And
Oh, I agree.
and I really don't like the people that don't want to do that. And the one thing and this is how I feel. And, you know, I don't know how you feel on this, but, if you don't want to work with me, that's okay. But shame on you, because I'll work with you and I can help you and you can help me. And if you don't see it that way, then I don't need you.
I know that Mark has had this talk with you before, Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how he feels, and I feel the same way about it, because at the end of the day, you do so much for not just the promotions in Michigan, but for every single wrestler in Michigan. And anybody who does not want to work with you is an idiot, because of how much that you will put your own time and energy into helping put them over and get fans to say, hey, look at this guy. You might not think it, but he's actually really good if you just take a second and watch.
Right. So I got to take a minute, because somebody decided they wanted to point something out on the chat on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and address this like I did the other day on Facebook when it came to, I don't know if you've seen the video of when What's Her Nuts came off the wall. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you got to go back.
I've been working a lot, bro.
Yeah, Sonny's off the wall after her statements. She got thrown off. Yeah, she got thrown. Yeah, she got thrown off the wall, and I did it live. But so I'm gonna comment on something right now. I'm gonna set some folks straight right now. So back in the day, I'm from Marysville, born and raised. Everybody knows Marysville's a racist ass fucking town. Has been for years. I came up with a bunch of fucking idiots, did a lot of dumb shit. And
I've heard some of that stuff.
Exactly. I did a lot of dumb shit. I hung around with a lot of dumb people, said a lot of dumb things, did a lot of dumb things. I did have Confederate flags. Why? Here's why. Number one, handkerchief, Pantera. Got it at a Pantera concert. I didn't buy it for the Confederate flag. I bought it for Pantera. Confederate flag that had Hank Williams symbol on it. Hank Williams Jr. symbol. Got it at a Hank Williams Jr. concert. Bought it for that. I think I have one other thing that had a Confederate flag on it with an eagle and so on and so forth. Guess where those all are? In the fucking trash. So fuck off. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That makes me happy.
Well, and listen.
And it probably wasn't cheap to buy those things.
No, but here's the thing. I made mistakes, dude. I said dumb shit. I did dumb shit. I make mistakes. Everybody does. And I was wrong. And I admit it. I was a fucking idiot. And I'm live on air, on record, telling everybody, just like Eminem did in 8 Mile, telling them all about his past so everybody can see it. Because it makes other people feel better to come on here and try to down me. And that's okay. But anyways.
It takes a big man, though, to admit that you had made those mistakes in your past.
Right. Absolutely. I get it. It is what it is, though. But they're trying to get a rise. And if that's the rise they wanted, they got it. So, but I think we're going to end it on that note. And
we got a couple shows to talk about.
Well, let's talk about them then. Which one are we talking about?
Okay, so this Saturday, July 4th, in Bay City, I'm doing a show that means a lot to me. I wasn't originally going to do the show because I had originally had other plans until I found out what the show was for, and then I couldn't turn it down because I'd be a jerk for saying I support it and then I don't do the show. It is for UCW, and it is a Black Lives Matter show.
Yes, it is.
So that one is very important to me. I don't know what I'm doing on the show, but I will be there. it's one of those. As soon as I found out that's what it was for, it was like I couldn't say no to that.
Yeah,
Because it's
absolutely.
something that I support 100%.
Yeah,
So.
and we talked about that show on the live, the first time, well, not the first, but last night on MIDub, because we did MIDub last night because schedules conflicted, things going on, and MIDub's now moving to Tuesday night. Well, it's still going to be on Tuesdays, but we're going to do it live now from now on.
Okay.
We used to record it on Mondays, right?
Okay.
So some things came up in the life of people's lives, so we had to move things around because we're not just gonna get rid of a host because they got other things going on. We'll figure it out, you know. So we figured it out, and we're gonna do live on Tuesdays now, and we're do the same thing. We're gonna give you the information for the show, which we just did for the UCW show on this week. So for tomorrow, was it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
No, it's Saturday.
Saturday, excuse me, Saturday on the 4th. For up there in Bay City. And then we did the Independence Pro Wrestling Champions. We've been doing this, the champions of the Michigan Indies, where we go through and we were reviewing all the champions or current champions of the independents in the state of Michigan to kind of keep it fresh in people's head because we've had such a break from everything. So,
yes.
And we just wanted to keep everything fresh, you know.
There's also another show on the 11th, and it's XICW Super Secret Barbecue.
Yeah, the Super Duper.
I think is what the name of it is.
Now, here's the thing. Are you going to get stabbed because you're talking about it?
No, actually, he just got a hold of me a few minutes ago.
Because the flyer specifically says if you will be disincluded and banned for life or something like that.
Yeah, we actually had the group chat thing to make sure it was okay to share it. So,
because we're like really like I don't know if we should.
All I know 100% on it is that it's all going to disappear after they sell their 100 tickets.
Right. Well, I already
because you can't get, and you're not going to get the address of it unless you buy a ticket. You can't show up there. You have to pre-book.
You see this? TJ Myers in the chat right here, one of your War Inc. brothers, and he says, we got War Inc. versus DTA next weekend. That would be, I believe that is Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling he's talking about as well, which will be in Kalkaska next weekend on the 13th or the 11th. The 11th. Yeah. Yep. Hey there, Captivity H, which I believe is Mr. Alan Hart.
That is.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to party with him tomorrow night.
Are you really? Cool. And TJ, I will have one of your shirts soon. I was going to order it over COVID. But some things didn't work out. But I am going to get a shirt. I would actually rather buy it from you, but I will buy it online. And the reason, because I know how pro wrestling tees work. So you make more money if you sell it outright by yourself. But anyways.
I'm going to throw this out here real quick since TJ's in the chat and watching. Now, I love Alex. Everybody knows I came up with Alex, trained with Alex forever. Okay.
Weaponized moonsault master, skippity doo dah.
This is just going to be another season of proving ground that Alex doesn't go home with the trophy because War Inc. is going home with the trophy.
Well, I shouldn't really laugh because all three of the hosts on Rasslin Rage and MIDub have picked. Now, our original picks when the season started, our original pick was Hyena Hagen. And we picked him because he had the process. Well, no, we just picked him because we thought it was his time. However,
he's done so good. Like he has.
And then
I'm very proud of him.
Unfortunately, his veteran didn't show up, and therefore he was eliminated from the contest. Those are the rules. That's the way it goes. It's that way for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a partner with him in Rome. It doesn't matter.
But the very next show, he came that close.
It's true. It's true. However, there's only 3 teams left right now in this season, and we got TJ Meyer and Dre Jacobs. We got Sean Tyler and the Suplex Shogun Jackson Stone, and then we have Alex Weir and Adam Wick. So we have the Wastelands, which they're calling themselves, which is also a version of the Kira Clan, aka also part of War Inc. then you also have another formation of the Kira clan and former DTA members, Adam Wick and Alex Weir. And then, of course, you have Sean Tyler and Suplex Shogun. But ever since Hagen was out, I don't think there's another team in the competition that quite goes together like those two do, because you can see it in their move sets and the way that they set each other up for each move. They just work really well together, man. They look like a tag team.
Here's the thing that I'm gonna say, okay, and this is why I've picked them since the beginning. Dre Jacobs has made it to the finals so many times, or close to the finals, that there is nobody in this that wants it more than he does.
Right. Well,
that's what gives them the edge, I think.
That dude is, I don't even know. He is, I don't know the word to quite describe it, but hungry.
Let me just say, I've been in the ring with him in a hardcore match. And I am much happier with him being on my side than
well, he's not the when I had TJ and him on, I interviewed both of them, and we were talking about Tommy, because I interviewed Tommy, and Tommy gave a list of guys that he would like to face in a death match, and Dre Jacobs was one of those people. And I asked him about that. And
that's because Tommy's been dropped on his head too many times.
Well, I think so. But you know, and he said, you know, talking to Dre Jacobs like you're talking to Dre Jacobs right now, that's one thing. But when you get the Dre Jacobs that's in the ring, that's a sick individual. That's exactly what he said. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I have video of this dude taking barbed wiring. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this dude's nuts, man. Woo. Did you see that video?
Yes, I did. And that was my 100% glad he's on my side.
Yeah. Wow. That was, in my opinion, I don't know if you got to watch the video on that match, but that day,
not yet, but I do plan on watching.
That was the match of the night, in my opinion.
I mean, it's got 3 of my favorite people in it, so I mean, I gotta watch it.
And I give it the match of the night, not for just one reason, but one of the main reasons why I give it the match of the night is because the crowd got pulled into that match, and from that match on, the crowd was into the rest of the show. So because of that match, it pulled them in from the party side of it, right? Because there was a party basically going on, but while people are watching wrestling, and all their attention went to that match, and it woke them up. And then from that moment on, they were on it. From that moment on, for the rest of the match, for the rest of the night, the crowd was in, and it was because of that match that they did it. It might have, another match may have done it later on in the night, but I don't think that where that match played out, that was the one, because it was right before the intermission, and even after the intermission came back, people were still into it. So that was part of the reason why I called it the match of the night.
I can understand that, because I mean, if you're having matches and nobody's paying attention to them, they could be the best match of the night, but if nobody's paying attention to them, nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and TJ Meyer,
when you can pull the people in, that's the kind of matches that you need to have.
Right. TJ Meyer comments here. Just off that match, Justin Dream should be in Wrestling with a Vet next season. And he's hashtag change my mind. I don't want to change your mind. I agree.
I 100% agree with that too.
I thought he was going to be in this season, but I don't know what happened with that. Maybe something else happened. Maybe I'm wrong too. There's that. There's always that. Let's see. Wonder what BRD would look like with a shaved head. Possible hair match in the future?
I don't think so.
How long has it taken you to grow that thing out?
Oh gosh, I've been growing it out since probably the beginning, about the beginning of 2017, the end of 2016, something like that.
Wow, dude. I was like I said, dude, your hair is freaking long. I remember when you had
Oh,
short hair.
It goes down to the middle of my back.
When did you start training with Andrew?
Start training 2015, like October, I think.
And then you start your first match?
July 31st of 2016.
Wow.
It's coming up.
Yeah,
Anniversary is coming up.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. It's only, I think this is my 4-year anniversary, so I don't think I'm going to do anything too big until next year. But, I mean, I don't know if you watched my live video.
I did some of it.
I was seriously ready to walk away. I was ready to walk away and go be with my family. And personal things happened, getting a divorce from my wife and stuff like that. And, like, that was the whole reason I was quitting, so I could be there for her, be there with her. And she's not there now. So it's like I don't have that reason to leave anymore.
Right. That's a shitty thing to have to go through. I mean, especially when there's other people involved. So I mean, it's sorry to hear, but if that's what had to happen, then that's what had to happen.
You know what? Like it wasn't a good thing that happened, but I learned something in it, and not even about her. Like, because I'm not even going to get into all the specifics.
Right. No, and I wouldn't want you to, sir.
To me know about all of it. And they're the ones who really I only talk to. But I found out through this, like, I used to think that, I had a lot of friends in wrestling, but they weren't really friends. They were more acquaintances. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But during this situation that I've gone through with going through the divorce and just the dark place that I was in and everything like that, I've realized how much a lot of these guys and girls actually really care about me by reaching out, and just not just the other wrestlers, but even some fans have reached out to me and like been like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Right.
Just
right. That's.
And of course, I'm a very closed person, so I don't talk to a whole lot of people. There's
I know that.
Really talk to.
Because that, like, when I reach out to you, it's like, hey, listen, I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. That's because I know I'm the same way. I don't like to talk about my personal shit.
I know a lot of these people are either watching this now or they're going to watch it later, and I want to say thank you to all you people that reached out to me to make sure I was okay. It means the world to me.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, and that what I was going to say is I think that goes back to some of the things a lot of us have had conversations about with pro wrestling, and specifically independent wrestling in the state of Michigan. And it's this family and this tight, we're there to support each other. Like, for instance, with the whole situation with Aaron Orion's son, and now there's $20,000 raised for his son, and all these events going on, and all this, the wrestling community stood up and says, we're going to help our brother out. And that's what they're doing. So, it really says a lot about the people who are fans. There are some woo-woo people, but that's all right. There's who isn't a little nuts, right? I'm a little crazy. You're a little crazy. You like to drink whiskey and wrestle. You're crazy.
I mean,
now,
I have a hard time. So I was talking to somebody the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and being 100% honest with you, apparently I've met them at shows before. I don't remember meeting them at shows. And I attribute it to being hit too many times in the head with steel chairs. I honestly don't ever remember meeting them.
Oh, Lord. Well, the moral of that story is don't get hit in the head with a chair.
No, I'll probably still do it.
All right. So
at the end of the day, I will do pretty much anything to entertain the fans.
Okay. Well, don't do anything.
Okay,
hold on. Wait a minute. Would you take a nut shot with golf spikes?
I mean, I'm single right now, so I'm not getting any anyway. So why not?
That's great. On that note, I think it's time.
I'll hold up the Capital Pro Wrestling is going to be back on the 25th, and that one's going to be an actual Saturday. Yes.
25th.
And I think they're probably going to do 4 or 5 like little episode shows. If you don't subscribe to their channel, you should.
Yeah, it's Head Drop Productions.
Up out of JP Ono, like he owed me money or something.
They show that on the Head Drop Productions YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it's the Great Lakes Professional Wrestling Showcase. And check that out.
They have a bunch of stuff pre-quarantine, and during the quarantine, they were still releasing old matches that they had. So they were still keeping episodes going, even though we couldn't wrestle.
Yep, they do pretty good for themselves over there on that channel. So definitely want to check that out. Again, I want to let everybody know that all the links for Billy Ray Daniels' social media, minus his pro wrestling tees right now, I'll put it in there later, but that's prowrestlingtees.com/Billy Ray Daniels, or you can just go to prowrestlingtees.com and search Billy Ray Daniels and you'll find his store. Like he said, he's only got 1 t-shirt up right now. So you can buy that on there. And, when things get back to things, we get back into the mix and we're at shows and we can have contact again. And he will be selling merch as like most wrestlers do at the shows. So make sure you head on over there and do that. He'll take pictures with you and sign autographs and all that good stuff, obviously. But make sure you do that. And, there is a playlist on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel with matches that I've personally recorded of Billy Ray Daniels. So if you check that out, there's a playlist there. And then he also, I'm pretty sure you have your own YouTube channel where he posts his matches as well, where you can check it out. So all you got to do is search Billy Ray Daniels, I take it.
There's also Crossbody Pro Wrestling Academy. I've been in a lot of their shows, and they do full shows. You have Shogun on there, you have Blake on there. Aiden Prince is another one that's been on those shows. So that's
awesome.
Another good one to check out.
Absolutely.
And then of course ACW, because you could check out Cyrus down there.
Yep, absolutely. Well, he's going by Mark now.
Heavyweight champion, wasn't he?
Well, he's the Florida heavyweight champ, I believe it's called. And I could be wrong, but he does have a belt. But I also want to remind everybody that MIW will be live on Tuesdays at 6:15 now. Rasslin Rage is live on Sundays at 8 p.m. You can usually it's been a really odd week this week. Usually catch interviews on Wednesdays and matches on Friday, but it's been an odd week because of the holiday and everything going on. So we'll start that next week. But you guys can catch all that on there. And listen, if you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button. It's a little red button. It's down there. It's a little red button. If it's red, click it. Make it gray. If it's gray, you're subscribed. Right next to that is a bell. You click that bell. It notifies you when anything goes live or when any content comes on the channel, and it'll send you a reminder, and you can just click it and boom, you go right there. If it's live, if it's whatever, if I just upload it, whatever, you can do that. We also, all our audio content, including this interview, not right now, obviously, because it's just getting done, will be up on Podbean. All the audio content from Rasslin Rage, MIW, and Podbean.
I've never heard of that.
Podbean? It's a podcast thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you go to Podbean and you search, or you can go to basically any podcast place pretty much and search for Rasslin Rage or MIW, and you should be able to find us on there.
And it's just the audio, it's not the video?
Yep, just audio. So like if you're on the road, you can listen. Yep, that's why we did it, because there's a lot of people, believe it or not, the numbers are pretty good for Podbean. Not nearly as good as it is on YouTube, but I got a lot more work in on the YouTube. So, but yeah, we have Podbean, and you can search that out there. I think I just uploaded, MIW 44's on there. Today I put it up. So it's on Podbean. You can listen to that on Podbean, or you can watch it on YouTube, whatever you want. It don't matter to me. It's whatever, But you can follow us on
either way, right?
Yeah. You can follow us on Podbean. The link's down in the description. There's also a link down there do you want to start a podcast? Do you have a podcast and maybe looking for unlimited hosting? Because when I first started, I didn't know that there was unlimited hosting. I just paid for the thing and started uploading content, and I was limited to how much I could upload in a certain given amount of time. Well, I got turned on to Podbean by a friend of mine who's also a podcaster, lives down in Florida, and he said, hey, check this out. And I did. And now I have unlimited hosting for about the same price that I was paying from the last place. It's reasonably priced, but if you click the link down there, and it'll show you there's a link to listen for our stuff, and there's a link to get a 30-day free trial. 30 days free of unlimited hosting for your podcast. Click that link, dude. I'm telling you, 30 days.
Are they sponsoring you?
What's that?
Are they sponsoring you?
No, I actually an affiliate. So if they clicked,
you were doing such a good job. I thought maybe
right. No, well, because we're on Podbean, and then if they click the link and they sign up for the free month and they pay, then we can get a free month of Podbean.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like we're making money on it. It's just it helps us out pay less money, because a lot of the stuff that we do comes out of our pockets. We're not making a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? We're not rich or anything. I get paid in ice cream from Happy Harper.
You're doing it the same reason that I do the wrestling, just for the straight love of it. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff will come later. If it does it, if it don't, oh well. Life goes on.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all that matters.
Yep, definitely.
Your wife isn't ready to kill you because you're spending so much money on it?
Not anymore, because I'm not buying all these collectibles now.
Well, then you're doing okay.
Yeah. Right. Again, thank you so much. If you're catching us on Facebook or on Twitch, head on over to r2youtube.com. That's the letter R, the number 2, youtube.com. And please subscribe, because you'll get everything there first. And I interact with the YouTube chat more than anything, because it's just so much easier for me to keep track of. Thank you so much. Thank you, Billy Ray. Nice.
Thank you for having me.
One of these days when we get back to it, we'll have to do something like live in person again for the 900th time.
Can I super kick Danny Beals and just take over?
Whatever. Whatever. It's whatever works. Again, thank you guys. Have a great night, and we will see you Sunday, or I don't know, maybe I'll do another interview tomorrow. Who knows? But anyways, we'll see you. Have a good one. Howdy.
Yeah, brother.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Going down. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. We're doing now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage.